Make no mistake, the playing heard from Jimmy Nolen, Catfish Collins, and all the guitarists that played for James Brown on all those records is the stuff. These guys wrote the book on it. But you know what? James Brown is the godfather, and he wrote the book too, and he was the first one to start writing those chapters. So when he sits behind the Hammond or he gets behind a piano, the stuff that he plays should be paid attention to too. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this mashup. First half, where we're checking out thirds in both instances, we're going to hear the main lick played throughout Hot Pants. And then we're going to shift over to the second half and check out a piano part that James laid down in Sex Machine. Watch. So we're going to have a little battle here, and that is between picking techniques. We're going to start off with downstrokes. Many times that we've seen that a great approach to playing a great funk lick is to use all downstrokes. So it gives it that thing, or thang, should I say. So we're going to come in on this whole step in between the flat 7 and root in E flat. And even though the background is dominant, we're going to be playing a lick that's based out of minor, and that that duel between the thirds is totally cool. So we have the flat third while the backing track has a major third inside of it. So we're going to come in and once again use good old offbeat 16ths. Second 16th, fourth 16th. By the time you get done with this, you're going to be a master of this, and that's good because it's some ultra hip stuff to have in your trick bag. So we're going to come in on this minor third and fifth part of an E minor chord, which is actually a major third in between those two notes on the 4th 16th, and just let it ring. Don't put any pitch modulation to it. You're going to want to, but don't do it. And let that space of those two beats on beats 2 and 3 ring. Don't scratch. Don't let the notes die. Let them ring. And then come back in on the downbeat of 4. Now, when you come in on the last 16th of beat 4, then you're going to give this guy a pull. And you're not going to bring it into the downbeat of 1 into the next measure. You're going to cut it and let the first 16th of 1 have a rest and come in on the second 16th with the root. Then you're going to set up for the other half of the battle here. You're going to switch your picking technique. So after you can use alternate picking here too. So after you slide into the E flat to D flat, 1 to flat 7 with a down and upstroke, you're going to start using hybrid picking. So from the 4th 16th of the second bar, that's a downstroke from the E flat, and then you're going to catch the same major third between G flat and B flat with your second and third finger. So there's where the hybrid picking technique is. And you're going to toggle in between root and this major third interval, spelling out an E flat minor chord. Now notice I'm hopping off of the E flat root. It's not staccato, it's just making the rhythm of 16th notes and keeping them separate so we don't hear this. That's not the sound we're going for. Think of it as playing a piano without holding down the sustain pedal, because actually, remember, this is a piano riff. So then we're going to toggle here. This motif right there is a great one to know. However you utilize it. It's just a good inflection to have. Super catchy, and you're just toggling in between those two major thirds. It's all diatonic to Dorian. And then you're going to come back with a 16th note triplet instance. Now this is different than the one we saw in What Lady, where we had the hammer-on pull-off between the 2 and the flat 3, or the flat 3 and 4 rather. This time we're taking a pull-off from 4 to 3, 4 to flat 3, and coming down to the root. Now coming into bar 4, you're going to have this 16th note triplet that happens at the upbeat of 1. You're going to break out of the hybrid picking thing to make this happen. And what you're going to do is use an upstroke for the pull-off and come down with a downstroke for the root. But from there, you're going to get right back into hybrid picking. So you're going to come back and hybrid pick the major third, that Dorian inflection there. And then you're going to slide, slide from nowhere into a minor third, which is comprised of the fifth and the flat 7. Now, if you remember going back to our lick, this is hip. I indicated that this is a very cool interval to have in your trick bag. And this is that minor third in between the fifth and the flat 7. So here it is once again, and it'll come up again. And guess where it came in? 4/16 of beat 2.